This is going to be a long one, so sit back and relax. Hope you guys enjoy. We got all the DBs. Let's get right into it. Next video is going to be the mock draft. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. We got the DB ranking: 6 corners, 3 safeties, well, slash safeties if you can call them that. Either way, let's get right into it. Starting off with Ahmad Gardner. Gardner is basically he is probably top. He's probably gonna get picked top 5 in my opinion. He's a really good prospect. Not many issues. He's 6'3", 200, 33.5 arm, hands 9.6. Basically, official time is a 4.41. Pretty fast for a corner. Projected top 16. That's going to go higher than that. Either way, Gardner's a tall cornerback who has good length to battle outside receivers in the NFL. To go along with this, I seriously say he's fast and has ball skills, but is a little raw. That's another thing. He's a little raw, but he could get roasted like Jeff Okudah. That could be a little bit of an issue. That's about it. Gardner had a good workout at the 2022 NFL Scouting Combine, including a fast 40, but the perception on his performance in the meeting is love or hate. Some teams really like Gardner's interview, but other team sources it was very poor. Gardner has really great upside and has potential to be an elite #1 corner similar to Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, that's pretty sure. Gardner was productive and steady at cover corner over the past 3 seasons. In 2019, he collected 31 tackles, 3 interceptions, 11 passes defended. Gardner totaled 28 stops, 3 interceptions, and 9 passes broken up in 2020. In 2021, he collected 40 stops, 3 interceptions, and 4 passes batted. Okay, guys, so that's really it for him. He's a very good prospect. All you know, he's really good at a lot of stuff. Like, he is pretty raw at some things. His agility isn't top notch, but like I said, this dude is just really good. Like, he's not like bad at anything, which is really important. And he has some very good intangibles too. Ahmad Gardner, he's an absolute beast. He won't get burned in the NFL. That's kind of how it is. Could he get torched on those underneath stuff? Yeah, probably. But over the top, it's just not gonna happen. Okay, for Ahmad Gardner, his man, I do really like his man. He's pretty darn good in that, actually. I'm going to know that Jalen Ramsey is in comparison. I think Jalen Ramsey is definitely better at man press than Ahmad is. Like, absolutely. I definitely would agree with that. Here's the one thing. He's a better zone corner, and he's not, I'd say he's a little fat. I don't think they're probably very similar in speed. But I think he's not as good as a man corner, but I do still like the comparison considering they're both really good shutdown corners. Man, I think his man's actually pretty good, 3.7. It's not his best attribute, but he definitely has good man. His zone is really, really good. Like, this is where he gets all his interceptions. This is where he reads a quarterback, 4.2 for him. He's most comfortable in this. He's probably running a lot of it too. But if you need to put him in man, he'll be really good with it. Zone, he'll be even better. Press, I don't think his press is that great, really, but when he's in it, it's not really much of a problem. He doesn't really, absolutely, jam a receiver as much. But he does delay the release, which is really important. That's kind of like the point of it. Not the best of the best, but he can definitely get the job done. Off-snap explosiveness. Like I said, he doesn't get burned over the top, but it's probably because he doesn't play a lot of press. But he plays like in that middle between off and press. When he plays that though, he never gets burned. Like, his explosiveness off the line is just great. He goes bang, no hike game, but ball already back, and that's how it is. Ball skills. I mean, they're not the best in the draft class, to be honest with you. They're really good, though. I'll give him like a 3.5. Could they get better? Absolutely. He's not Trayvon Diggs-like, but he's not bad at all. Speed, I mean, it's not his best attribute, but I'll give him like a 3.75. It's pretty darn good. He's, like I said, he doesn't get burned over the top, mostly because of this zone and the explosiveness and all that, but he's not bad. His agility, I don't think he has great agility, really, 3.1. He doesn't turn his hips the best, but I still don't think it's bad. Anticipation. He anticipates a lot of passes. That's how he really gets his interceptions. 3.8. When he knows the ball is getting thrown his way, he's there, he's ready, and yeah, he anticipates where it's going to go. Ball placement, if it's bad, it's going to get intercepted. Ability to read the QB. I mean, it's a 4 because of the fact that he's so good in zone. He's good in zone because he can read he feels he's so comfortable reading the quarterback, and his anticipation skills are great. But I really do think the zone, he's so good in zone, and he's got that speed, which is really important. His concentration, I don't know if it's the best, But when he concentrates on the route and everything, because trust me, the way you get burned is if you're not concentrating, you fall asleep. He doesn't really fall asleep. It's really important, but see against better receivers in the NFL, what happens? Like when he played Alabama, he didn't really do much bad. It was pretty darn good because he was concentrated. Can I give him a 5? No, because it's really almost impossible to get a 5. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'll give him a 4.5. His concentration is elite. His quickness, I don't think his quickness is really that great. But I don't think it's bad either. I'll give it 3.5. It's above average, I'll give you that, but it's nothing special. His tackling, 3.2. I mean, that's the difference between him and Jalen Ramsey, really, other than the other slight ones. Jalen Ramsey's a much better tackler. That's just basically the only difference. Either way, guys, those were my Gardner's ratings. Obviously, pretty freaking good. Let's get to the next guy. Okay, now for our next guy, we got Derek Stingley. Basically, he's 6 feet, 195, projected 40, 4.4. I think that's fair. Pretty top 16, no, let me pick the top 16. Very solid. Look at all these corners. Other than Grady Williams and, man, you could say C.J. Henderson. Pat Surtain really worked out. I'd say C.J. Henderson, he's been decent so far in his career. But it's been pretty much a mix. Derek Stingley, I think, is going to be really good, though. Stingley played well in a brief action for LSU before going out with a foot injury. He's a very highly talented corner. He's the most talented guy you could say in this draft class, really. But he went to the NFL having not played much football over the past 2 years. Some team sources say they love Stingley's upside, but he's inconsistent, carries some boomer bust risk. Yeah, considering how little he played in 2020 and 2021. Team sources say Stingley has the skill set to be one of the best corners in the NFL, but they wonder if he can put it all together. Stingley did not work out at the 2022 NFL Combine, and team sources said they were underwhelmed when he with his interview. However, he bounced back with an impressive pro day, according to team evaluators. Yeah. He's really good. I mean by, like, the talent. Like, he didn't have an interception, and he only played 7 games. But you look at it, he played 15 games in 2019. He was the best cornerback in the country. 6 interceptions, 15 passes defended, 1 sack, tackle for loss, 38 tackles. He's actually a really good tackler, too. I really do like Derek Stingley. He has a lot of talent. Like, he's not going to get beat over the top either. These top 2 guys, I guarantee I will be, if they can hit their stride, in one season, I will be shocked if they get beat deep once. Yeah, I did say that once. These guys have so much talent. I think Derek Stingley is he's got that extra gear that no other guy in this draft class really has. And that's just pretty much truth of it. He's a shutdown guy. That's his ability. And, yeah, really good player. We'll go right to his ratings. Okay, now for Derek Stingley Jr. Comparison, D'Angelo Hall, other than the returning, I think they do have that big play thing, except he won't get burned deep. That's, like, the other difference. But I really do like the style they play, like, the way they coverage, the way it's kind of a lanky approach is really, like, just spot on for them. His man's actually really good, 3.5. It's really, really, really good. Either way, his zone, this is a lot tougher. His zone is, like, really hard to grade because he didn't really have to play a ton of it. So I'll give him, like, a 3.2. When he did run it, though, the few snaps I did see him run it, especially in 2019, it was decent. His press is probably the way he gets interceptions, 3.7. It's not 4 caliber just yet. It will be, though. His off-snap explosiveness, we'll see after that foot, but 4.3. I mean, it's elite. He got off the snap really good. Like, really, really good. His ball skills, we didn't really, when he played, like, in those 10 games he played, he didn't really show many good balls. He dropped an interception, too. But he did make some plays on the ball that were really good. And in 2019, obviously elite. So I will give him, like, a 3.6 on the small sample side. Speed, 3.9. He's really fast. Like, could it be better? Yeah, probably. But it's pretty darn good. His agility, 3. Just about average. Like, he gets the side-to-side pretty well, but his lateral, it's nothing special, I'll put it that way. Anticipation, he does make some big plays. He runs the routes for some guys a lot, but sometimes he anticipates the complete opposite, which isn't a bad thing. It isn't a good thing at all either, though. Because if he can get better at that and not, like, being over-aggressive with his anticipation, can still be really good. Ability to read QB. This is a lot tougher to grade. Like, you can't really see when you watch him play, but you gotta think he does it, considering the fact that he knows what's happening. Like I said, he runs routes for the receiver. If the receiver makes a cut in, yep, he's going the other way usually, because he just gets it. Concentration, not great. 3.1. It's a roller coaster when it comes to him concentrating. Sometimes he doesn't concentrate, he gets burned. Sometimes he concentrates, he doesn't get burned. Quickness, 3.6. His concentration is pretty good. It's nothing like huge, but it's still good. His tackling, I do like his tackling. 3.5. It's solid. It's not gonna be like amazing, but not the biggest deal either. But he's a solid tackler. Either way, guys, yeah, that's Derek Stingley for you. Now let's go on to the next guy. This dude's really underrated. He's a really good prospect. Okay. McDuffie played well in 2021, blanketing receivers and not allowing big plays. He showed added special teams value by serving as a punt returner, a big thing. McDuffie's recorded 35 tackles, 6 passes broken up on the year. Team sources say McDuffie is a smooth quarter with speed steals. Some teams value more than Derek Stingley and Ahmad Gardner. Very fair, very fair. I do think he has the struggles of the fact that he doesn't make big plays. But I do like his anticipation. He definitely makes the plays he needs to. He's so agile. He's really able to recover really well. If you have that recovery skill, he can really be a great corner. He's the opposite of Caleb Farley, just for the fact that Caleb Farley is kind of a big play and totally different than Trayvon Diggs. DeAndre Baker, he's a bust. But yeah, Trent McDuffie has a good character to be a really good player in the NFL. He's solid. Let's go right to his ratings. Okay, now for Trent McDuffie. Man, I honestly think he has pretty good man. I'm going to give like a 3.2. He's not that great in man, I'll be honest with you. It's not really the quickness part of it, it's more the press. He's not really great when it comes to press, and that's the thing. Man press is really important when talking about man coverage, but man on man, off, or in between, it's not bad. It's just about average. His zone, though, is pretty darn good, 3.6. He's really good at reading the quarterback, guys. Like I said, he's not going to make the big plays, but he will break up passes that way, which is a big thing. His press, it's not good, 2.5. Could it be better? Yeah, he definitely needs to work on it. It's about average, really. So, well, here's the thing. And you think, oh, yeah, a 5, this is elite. And you think, oh, yeah, in the middle is 2.5. That's probably average. It's not average. 3 is average, in my opinion. Yeah, even though the math doesn't work out like that. It's kind of how it is. 2.5. Ball skills. And, off-snap explosiveness. This is actually pretty darn tough to grade when you think about it. What should I give him for this one? Yeah, I'll give him like a 3.8. He's sometimes indecisive when it comes back to the fact that he has to. When it comes back to the fact you got to think about it, like PJ Williams is a really good example. I think he's pretty good. PJ Williams is not going to go in there on 4th and 1 to cover a receiver because if they're going to get the edge on him, just like they're going to get the edge on Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie, he is. If it's going to be a run against a big receiver, he is a little bit indecisive sometimes, leading to some guys getting open, but otherwise I think he's pretty good. His ball skills, like he's not going to make a big play, but he can go up and bat the ball down. It's not like the biggest thing in the world. He's about average at it. I think he's a little bit above. It's definitely not a worry. His speed, it's honestly, it shows up on tape. It's like a 3.95. I don't think it's exactly a 4 yet. I don't think it's like a super strength, but I'd say it's really good. His agility, like I'm giving him a 4.4. It's hard to shake him. Like, it's really hard to shake him, actually, because even if you make a great cut, you're not gone because he turns his hips so fast. It's just so hard to literally shake him off. Anticipation. This is one thing I like what he does. Like if you run a curl on him, it could be a pick 6 going the other way. Like that's what he can do. His anticipation is like, I know what this quarterback can do. The eyes of the QB, he knows usually he's not going to get thrown the ball, so he's just going to try to basically cover the guy and make sure he like gets everyone else in the right place. But his ability to read the QB, like he shows the eyes, you could see it. A lot of his interceptions come on jumps, which is really important. That's why I'm giving a 3.7. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. His concentration is pretty good. I'd have to admit that too. I'm gonna give him like a 3.3. I mean, he dropped a couple, 2.2, whatever. He kind of sometimes does drop some. He has dropped interceptions before, mostly because of concentration. But he doesn't really get burned on those. I think he could definitely get better at it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. His quickness is It's his best attribute, but I'm going with like a 4.5. It's almost elite. Like, it's almost like the best you can give him for quickness. It's up there. His tackling, nah. 2 point. I'll give him a 2 flat. When you talk about Trent McDuffie, you're not gonna talk about making a game-winning tackle. It's just not gonna happen, and that's just the truth. Yeah, there you go for Trent McDuffie. Now let's go to the next guy. This dude's a Clemson kid. Pretty good prospect too.
Going with pace and going to Davis again, underthrown, and this time it's picked off. A one-handed interception by Andew Booth.
Ignore the number. We got Andew Booth Jr., cornerback Clemson, 6 feet, 195, projected 40, 4.5, first round, most likely. Booth collected 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 broken passes up in 2021. He has a good skill set and is a talented cover corner. Big. But some team sources have interested in getting Booth on a board to test his football IQ, given how Clemson placed him on the field and the direction he would could have been getting pre-snap. Booth's draft stock was hurt by having a double hernia surgery in the spring of 2022. He might go in the late first round and should not go lower than the second round. Andew Booth, I like. Here's the thing about him. Yeah, there is some concern. He's not the smartest dude. I never really see that much anticipation, but he's really good at covering, especially in the red zone. Those big guys that go on, like that are near, like if you put him on a big receiver, he's not gonna get mossed. Let me put it that way. His ball skills are pretty darn good. Not only that though, he can stay with the small guys too. He's very versatile, and I like how he plays. Is he the fastest guy? Absolutely not. He's gonna get torched by a Kaiir Elam. I can guarantee you that. But so you put him on often like that. But he's a pretty versatile corner for like what he is. Okay, now for Andew Booth Jr. His man, 3.5. Like, I mean, it's not the what did I just see like shutdown type of corner, but 4+ seconds of really good coverage, but definitely not bad. I'd say it's in the average range or upper range. Zone 3.45. I'll give him that. I don't think his zone is really anything special. His coverage skills they're above average, but they're not really good. I think they could definitely be a lot worse, but they're pretty good. Press. Press is something. It's honestly pretty difficult for me to grade at least. Like his press isn't like anything crazy bad by any means, but it's hard for me to grade at least. So if I had to give him like one, I'd probably give him, let's see, this is 3.7. Not 2.7, 3.7. I probably should change this so you guys don't get confused, but yeah, it is average. But yeah, 3.7 from him. I think this is probably one of his better skills. I mean, he's not the biggest dude, but he does get his hands on him really fast, and like he knows what he's supposed to do. These quick small receivers are not gonna really. It's hard to do it against them, but he can really jam guys, and it's worked. Often have explosiveness. I don't think he's too explosive. He gets burned once in a while on those, but I do think his covering skills are really good, which helps him with that. I don't think they're anything special, but he does get off the snap pretty good. Ball skills, 3.7. No, go 3.6. I mean, you tell him to go off, he'll catch it probably, but it's nothing crazy. Like, David Long has pretty good ball skills, I'd agree with, too. I mean, they're not, like, he got mossed by A.J. Green, of course, but I'd agree with, like, David Long's a really good comparison just for the fact that they do make plays, and they should make plays. And, yeah, I think his ball skills are pretty good. Like David Long, his speed is kind of a lacking quality. I'll give him a 3.1, though. It's just about average. When you have average speed for a corner, it's kind of hard to, like, stay with these guys. It's not terrible by any means. His agility, I mean, it's not even close to Trent McDuffie, but it's like a 3.3. I wouldn't say it's anything terrible. It doesn't mean anything good. Like, his anticipation, we don't get to see much of. When he had to anticipate, though, he didn't make any plays. I'll be honest with you. He wasn't the type of guy that's going to go out there and get a pick six on a play that was all him reading the quarterback. What was the next thing? If he's reading the quarterback, I think he's honestly pretty good, though. 3. He breaks the passes. He just doesn't anticipate it. And it's more of a reaction thing for him, I think, when it comes to reading the quarterback than the actual studying, but who the heck knows. Concentration. I think he's pretty under concentration because in the red zone, he's almost locked down. 3 point. Yeah, I'll give him this. Probably his best attribute. 3.8. His concentration is pretty darn good. His quickness, nah, 3 on the dot. It's just about average. Is it terrible? I would not say so, but it's definitely not good. His tackling, it's solid, 3.55. His tackling is honestly, it's kind of hard to say he's bad tackle. It's kind of hard to see him miss a tackle because he doesn't miss tackles. He makes the play what he's supposed to. That's really it. Okay, next guy, Andew Booth. Pretty solid ratings.
Covers to the sideline. It's intercepted by Kaiir Elam.
Now for Kaiir Gordon, he 6 feet 200, a little bigger than Andew Booth. Arm 31, hand 9.25, official 40, 4.52. First, second round, probably second round. Gordon recorded 45 second tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 passes broken up. In 2021, he played well against good competition. Some sources feel Gordon could be a good nickel in the NFL. He's a smooth cover corner with good discipline and fundamentals to go along with a quality skill set. Teams like his well-rounded skill set and coverage ability. He's very well-rounded, I'd say. He's pretty versatile, too. I don't think he's the type of guy that's going to be, like, absolute shutdown because he's not great on the outside against the big guys. He will give up yardage that way, but I do think on the inside he will be a lot better. And being able to make the plays, like tackles underneath and all that type of stuff, that's what he's really good at, and you can see what he do. Let's go right to the ratings. Okay, now for Byron Maxwell. Well, that's who Kaiir Gordon's comparison is. Of course, the slot quarterback for the Legion of Boom in 2014, his best year. I think he was a pretty good comparison considering they're both he's probably gonna be nickel. I think Kenny Moore would rather be a good guy too because considering he has that type of potential. Kenny Moore, if you didn't know, is basically the best slot corner in the NFL right now. But either way, man coverage, he does get targeted a lot. I think he did get targeted a lot. 3.6 for him. He didn't go up against guys like Drake London, though, so we didn't really get to see a ton of that. It was more Trent McDuffie, which was pretty good. But against good players, I think he played well. Like against Oregon, he made some good plays. Definitely against their tight ends and running backs. But yeah, I think he's pretty good there. His zone, he's better in zone, you think, but then you realize that he gets all his interceptions in man because that's where his anticipation skills come up. That's where you get with that. His press, I mean, when he goes in press, it's like a 3.3. Overall, I'd say 3.3 is good for him, just considering the fact that he doesn't really play well on, like, man. He doesn't play well if you put him on the line on the outside. But you put him on a tight end, he'll do his job. Off-snap explosiveness, 3.5 again. I think he's a little bit above average. I don't love it. Like, he gets off the snap about average. Like, sometimes he gets it off good, but I don't really think it's much of an issue, though, considering he never really gets burned right off the snap. Ball skills, 3.7. He really showed it last year. He made a lot of contested interceptions, which are a big thing. And I don't know about the jump ball. We'll see if he can show in the NFL. But overall, he's pretty good at that. His speed, it's whatever. It's like a 3.4. It's honestly, he's not as fast as Andew Booth, but he's probably one of the slower guys. But I definitely wouldn't say he's like it's a liability. His agility though, 2.5. He gets turned around a couple times. That's the one thing I think he really needs to work on if he's going to be an effective slot corner in the NFL. So much of his defense is really predicated on the fact that he can play really good zone and man. But if you don't have the agility to get flipped when you have to anticipate it, sometimes if you don't anticipate it right, it's going to be a catch and it's going to be a big gain, which he definitely needs to work on. His anticipation, we're getting to that right now. I think it's pretty good, 3.5. A lot of his interceptions were on that, but like I said, his agility, if he can get more agile, I think his anticipation will come a lot more into play, and he won't have to be so dependent on it. His ability to read the QB is kind of like it, except the only difference is it's in play. His in play, it's like I said, when he makes the pass breakups, all that. When he sees if the quarterback's going to throw the way, he knows it. Saying that, he also sometimes is oblivious to it. So that's why I have to give him like a 3.2. Concentration, 2.3. There's a reason he's in the slot. He's not going to put his hands on the corner. Going back to the press thing. I mean, slot press is pretty good, but otherwise he's not great in press. That's why he's in the slot, because his concentration, like I said, is not the greatest. His quickness, 3.65. You're not a slot corner if you can't be quick. That's just the nature of it. Is he as quick as Trent McDuffie? No. Trent McDuffie is a rarity when it comes to this. He's not a rarity when it comes to this. He's fast. He has a good quickness. If it gets even better, he'll be elite. He'll be an elite slot. But yeah, tackling, same thing. Give him like a 3.1. I don't think it's not good. But if you ask me, do I think, like, is it a huge concern? Absolutely not. It's not a big concern. That's kind of the truth for Kyler Gordon. Let's get on to the next guy. Okay, now for Kaiir Elam. Elam played. Oh yeah, he's 6'2", 196, so a little bigger and a little skinnier. Arm 31, hand 9. It's a little smaller. Elam played really well to open the season 2021 season, including an impressive performance against Alabama. After missing a few games with injury, Elam returned to the field and played well for the Gators. Team sources like Elam's skills, but they have some concerns with his speed matching up with NFL receivers in 2021. Elam totaled 27 tackles. 3 passes broken up in an interception. Team sources like Elam could be a late first-round pick or a second-round pick in the 2022 NFL draft. He really helped himself by running faster than he expected at the combine. 4.39. That's the fastest. I don't think the speed concerns are there. I think you're talking about the agility, and the fact that he doesn't flip his hips well at all. This dude, you can put him on skates very easily. If he goes up against a guy like Cooper Kupp in the red zone, it's a touchdown. It doesn't even matter if it's triple teamed. If Elam's on him, you cover. This is like the one thing with Kaiir. You cannot have him one-on-one against a really good receiver because they'll put him on skates. That's my one concern with him. Other than that, he's a good player. Okay, now for Kaiir Elam. His man, it's pretty good. I mean, he sticks on his receiver. I'm just talking like it's more like the off coverage because he does bite on it too. But his man, other than I'd say off, he's pretty darn good. He's a little underrated when it comes to his man. People think his man is awful. It's not really that bad when you think about it. His zone, he's going to be a really good zone corner in the NFL. 3.8. He's going to be a zone corner in the NFL if you didn't know. Antonio Cromartie was. And Antonio Cromartie was an absolute beast when it came to turning over the football. He had he's probably the best ball skills in the NFL when he was out there. But when you got like guys like him, I think he will be good at forcing turnovers in Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam, whatever. All you need to know, Kaiir Elam, whatever you need to know. He is good in zone. That's all you got. His press, I don't think his press is bad either. 3.3. I think he's confident with it. Do you think it's great? But I don't think it's definitely a little bit above average. Off snap. The off the snap explosiveness is literally the only reason he doesn't get toasted on every play. Like I said, he gets off the snap really fast, and then it's when it gets to problems. If he didn't get off the snap fast, he wouldn't be good. That's basically it. His ball skills, I think he has pretty darn good ball skills. Like, you watch him play, they're definitely really solid. His speed, on film it didn't look good, but when you saw him run the 40, numbers don't lie. 3.7, he's pretty darn fast. Agility, 1. It's going to be an issue. He's got to really work on it. Do I think I can get up to a 3? If he can just get it up to average, he'll be a #1 corner in the NFL. One of the best, probably not. He could maybe get top 10. But Kaiir Elam, he's got everything but the agility to be in the NFL. You got to be more agile, not like that on those guys. Anticipation, think that the agility does hurt him. Sometimes that could be a thing about it. He anticipates, but he's so confident. He's focusing on that, and that's another thing. And like I said, one of the reasons his agility is so bad, he's turning his hips too fast, or he's not even turning his hips in the first place, is because I think it takes him too long to read the QB. He just sees the QB moving his head a certain way before he even thinks about going there. That's something you can't have happen in the NFL. I'm sorry. Like I said, his zone's so good. He gets in the zone in the right place. The reading of it is just it's not good. 2.4. Meanwhile, for his concentration, I think that's another thing he struggles with. 2.3 for this. If he can just get more concentrated, I mean, these things are small fixes. That's a good thing about it, but I don't think it's good. His quickness, he's a pretty quick guy. 3.6. Like I said, his agility is so bad because he just doesn't concentrate. That's the problem. His quickness is not the problem. When it comes to agility, you tell him to do agility drills like the step, blah, 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 crossovers. He's gonna do those pretty well. It's just the fact his agility suffers when his lateral movement suffers when he actually has to worry about the reading the QB and the concentration. You can't concentrate just naturally after a while, and you're not good at it. Your agility is going to be absolutely terrible. That's what's going to show up. And yes, your agility is the measuring of your lateral quickness from side to side, and it's not good, cause he doesn't get side quick enough. It's not his quickness. It's ability to read the. If it goes QB then concentration. That's why. Because his quickness isn't bad. Like literally, he wouldn't be fast if he didn't have quickness. That's basically it. Think of like Daniel Jones basically. Tackling, 3.4. I mean, he has pretty good range. I'll be honest with you. It's in fact another thing. The agility. If you put a move on him, he's dead. He's in the water. That's the thing about him. But if you tell him to make a tackle and not an open field, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. You know what? He's not going to get ran over. That's Kaiir Elam for you.
Play behind the sticks against the defense like this.
Now we're on to the safety, starting off with Kaiir Hamilton, 6'4", 220, big dude, arm 33, hand 9.1, whatever you want to call it, 44.59, pretty slow, top 20 projected. Hamilton totaled 31 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 passes defended in 2021. A knee injury suffered while tackling USC's Drake London took Hamilton out for the rest of the season. While he worked out before the draft, Hamilton posted some slow 40 times to hurt his draft stock, and teams say Hamilton's character was underwhelming in the interview prospect. His stock has slid somewhat in the final weeks of 2022 NFL draft prospects. At Notre Dame, Hamilton was a dynamic playmaker and difference maker. He had phenomenal size, speed, and athleticism to go along with dangerous ball skills. With his size, and tackling ability, Hamilton is a highly impactful run defender who files downhill and is capable of being the eighth man in the box. With speed and range, Hamilton was a respectable safety who locked down the deep part of the field. Hamilton has also displayed some ability to handle man coverage and tight ends. Hamilton best fits a pro might be a sub-package linebacker. I don't think he should be an over-top safety, but I don't think he should be a linebacker. No offense, but he's not Jonathan Abram, and he's not what's a good guy to say? Who's a fast safety? That was not it. I don't really know at this point. Forget that. Who's fast? You know what? Louis Cine. He's fast. Louis Cine is fast. Kaiir Hamilton is not fast. There you go. But he's so versatile. You know what? If you have to do it, put him over the top. 2-high safety, he could be your second 2-high safety. He cannot be up there 1-high. There's your issue. He'll be the guy down there. Strong safety, good for him. He's not slow enough. He's not fast enough to be the over-top safety, but he's not slow enough to be. He's not more physical enough to be the sub linebacker. There's my opinion on Kaiir Hamilton. He's an absolute beast. There's the answer. Let's get right to his ratings. Okay, now for Kaiir Hamilton, man. His man coverage, I mean, he has to go man against a good tight end, 3.6. I mean, he is locked down on tight ends. Running backs, man. Slots, honestly, he'd be good against slots because they're not going to be the deep threat. That's my opinion on Kaiir Hamilton and his man coverage. His zone coverage, it's not as good, 3.2. Do I still think he's okay at it? Yeah. His press is honestly really good. 3.8. You put him against a small slot receiver, they're toast. They're toast. And if it's a running play, it's going to get blown up. There's really only 2 guys in the NFL that I think that could block him. 2 guys, really. One is Cooper Kupp. He can block him. And then who's the other? I'm thinking of right now in my head. Oh yeah, Cole Beasley. Those 2 guys can block. That's about it. Off snap is Wilson Smith. 2.9. No offense to Kaiir Hamilton, he's not explosive. If you want him, his speed is not bad. It's his explosiveness. It's below average, noticeable. Is it super below average? Oh no. If it was super below average, he'd be a linebacker. But he's not. So it's not terrible. Ball skills. 4. You put him in a jump ball situation, he'll come down with it. Like literally, he is great with the ball skills. I'm kidding. He's gonna punch it. He's great when the ball is near him. Let me put it that way. He's great when the ball's near him. His speed. I don't think his speed is. It's not the speed. It's like I said. It's the explosiveness that's making people concerned. Do I think his speed's good? Oh, absolutely not. It's 3. It's average. It's not below average though. There's a difference. Yeah, 10%. You know, there's a little 2.6. There's a little bit of a difference between his explosiveness and his speed. Do I think his speed's terrible? No. When he gets his full speed, he's pretty darn fast. He's faster than the 3. But taking it all into account, he's never going to be able to get to that speed because the play's not going to take 9 seconds to happen. So you got to keep that in mind. His agility, though, I'm not gonna knock him on this. Any DB's agility that's in this draft, I just realized this, is above average. You got to remember that. Like, sorry for Kaiir Elam, I just absolutely butchered that. It was not his agility, it was his concentration, obviously. If your agility's bad, like lateral quickness, you're probably gonna be a linebacker. Like, duh. So his agility isn't bad, obviously. It's a 3.4. I'll give it that. I don't think his agility is that great. If you put him in the open field against, like, I don't know, Tyreek Hill, he'd get absolutely torched. His anticipation, yes, it hurts him a lot, but it's, you can tell. I mean, on a lot of plays, he's like, this quarterback has this tendency. I'm going to get there. His reading the QB is even better. 4.2. Yeah, it does hurt him. I'll give him that. If it didn't hurt him at all, it'd be special anticipation. It'd be the anticipation and the like just the football IQ would be 5. It's not that because it does hurt him. He's a little aggressive with it. If he was able to tone it down and use it when he's supposed to, it would be special. It's not special though. It's really good. Concentration. This is where it comes into play. He zones in on one thing. And he's not just concentrating on the whole play. You've zoned in on one thing, that is concentrating, but you're not concentrating on the whole thing, which is a problem. I will give him that, though. When he has to concentrate, he will, so 3.2. His quickness, 3.1. Like I said, he's not physical enough, but he is quick enough to, I think, if he had to be, he can turn into the ball hawk safety. He's not that. But his quickness is not terrible either. His tackling, this is pretty darn good. 3.7. I mean, he's not going to take down Derrick Henry, but he'll definitely be able to take down, I don't know. Let's see. You put him against a tight end, and they make a catch, they're going down pretty fast, let's be honest. He's got some good physicality. I don't think Kaiir Hamilton's a super physical guy, but it's not Hamilton. But yeah, Kaiir Hamilton is a good tackler. There's a great opinion on him. Yeah, he's not explosive, I'll give you that, but he's still an elite prospect. Like, there you go.
Backpedaling, Young gets it to ball, but he's not going to get there.
Okay, now for Lewis Cine. Out of Georgia, 6'2", 200, 32.25, hand, 9.3, official 40, 4.37. Perfect. 1 to 2 first-round pick. Of course, Javon Holland was the next guy from last year. They're pretty similar. Cine was a valued defender for the Bulldogs in 2020, locking up down the deep middle of the field. He had total 73 tackles and an interception and 9 passes batted. As a sophomore in 2020, he had 52 tackles and 3 passes broken up. Cine was a good skill set with upside. And some teams think he is going late first round in 2022 draft. Team sources think he functions for free safety, very sure. Cine is as better as a close. But Cine is at his best closer to the line of scrimmage as a strong safety. They love his comment interview as well as his foot. I think he is better over the top, really. But his football IQ was very impressive to go along with his work ethic, character, and leadership skills. He then had a good field workout with a fabulous 40. Whoa. Some sources have called Cine one of their favorite players in 2022 draft. He won't go last long if he gets to round 2. Yeah, he's kind of like, who is it? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah last year. I really do think they play totally different positions, totally different players, but they're both very underrated, and they're both going to be very underrated their whole careers. Like, Lewis Cine, most people will never know of, kind of like even Darnell Savage or Adrian Amos, you could say. But not many people are going to know about Lewis Cine, and that's just the fact, and it's kind of sad. But he's going to be a really good player in the NFL, obviously. But he's shown a lot of stuff. I think he will be a free safety. I think he has no business going up against guards and tight ends blocking them in the NFL. I think he has no business with that. What he does have business with, though, is being that second guy to guard the deep cross or the deep post, the deep streak, all that stuff. He's really good at. I think he's actually pretty versatile, too. But he has no business in the box. I'll be honest with you. I don't think. Watching him play film, he get lit up in the box. I mean, you give him a hole, he's got the speed to do it, and he is good at tackling guys. I'm talking about the blocking, though. It's not that good. He's not good against blocks. Now for Lewis Cine. Man, his main coverage, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not even close to as good as zone coverage. It's about average. He'll give him some big bombs if he has to go on the slot or at the line of scrimmage. But I don't think it's terrible. He sets some back corner routes, but if he has to go up against a running back, it's not the end of the world. His zone, though, it's dang near 4. It's almost really good. It is really good. I'll be honest with you. I can't give him a 4, though, because we haven't seen him go, he got torched by, if you didn't see, he got torched by Jameson Williams. That's the one play that showed me. Not quite a 4 yet. But if you didn't give him that touchdown, dang, it could be a 5. I don't even know. He's got that potential, though. His press, it's kind of hard to measure press for this type of safety. I'd imagine it's pretty bad. I mean, you don't put a guy like him in press just for his speed and the fact that he would get killed. And if it's a run, you're kind of screwed. So you just don't put him in press. So imagine he's not good in press. His off-the-snap explosiveness is really good. If he sees, oh, God, this guy's going deep, he's off-the-snap really good. 3.8. He does have that speed, too. His ball skills are really good, too. I think he is a ball hawk. 3.9. If a quarter-arc arm punts it, it's going to be an interception. His speed, it's not a 4. Yeah, I'll give him a 4. 4.1. It's not elite. If you run a sub 4.340 as a safety, you're going to get a 5. I'll give you that. His is a 4.37, give him a 4.1. It's really good. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's not fringe elite. Fringe elite's like 3.5. He's getting there though. He's really fast. I'll give him that. His agility, good too. 3.6. He moves really fluently. It's nice to watch. His anticipation, I don't love. I think he has to wait for the ball, which is a problem. I think he'll have to get better at that. His ability to read the QB, though, I don't think it's his anticipation, which isn't the problem. I think when he sees the quarterback do it, like I said, it's pretty fast reactionary. But it's more the fact that he relies on the reaction instead of just knowing what's going to happen before it actually happens. Concentration, 3.4. Never seen him drop an interception. Jaquiski Tart is, worse than him at this, and that guy's a friggin' starter in the NFL for a while. So that can just tell you something. Either way, now for the quickness. His quickness is good. 3.7. Is it perfect? No. Is it good, though? Yep. His blitz, he doesn't belong in the box. 2.5. I mean, you know what? Actually, I'll give him a 3.2 because 3.4. Because it's the tackling isn't the problem. It's just, if you put a guy on him that's big, he's going to get killed. It's just how it works. His in-the-box presence isn't always bad, though. He's kind of if you didn't know, he had Kenny Vaccaro. You have Kevin Byard in there, who I think is the best safety in the NFL. You have him in there, who is literally the most versatile player, and he's super fast too. He basically eats about Kenny Vaccaro, just cleans it up. That's what he does. He's kind of a vulture, I'd say. In the box, he's kind of that type of presence, so I give him a 3.5. I don't think he belongs in the box though by himself because as a strong safety, the first safety is not going to be in the box. He needs to go to a team that has a really good strong safety already. The Seahawks. Maybe second round for him. That would be a really good pick. Second round Seattle. I could really see that as a possibility. Got to remember that. But his tackling, it's good. 3.6. I mean, they break tackles on him, but he makes big plays for tackles for loss. You saw in the national championship, he makes those big plays, which are really important. But yeah, Lewis Cine's a stud. I'll be honest with you. He should not be in the box. He's gonna be a wingman if he's gonna be in the box of a safety. But really good player.
It was batted up in the air by Daxton Hill. The Wolverines think he caught it.
Okay, finally Daxton Hill, safety cornerback. He will probably play deep safety. I'll put it like that. 6 feet, 192, light, 4.38, pretty darn fast. He'll help himself with teams at the 2022 scouting him by a blazing fast 40. His interviews with teams, however, not gone well. Nope. Hill flashed some nice ability over the past few seasons for the Wolverines. His best trait for the NFL is his ability to line up and cover slot receivers. Slot corner. Hill's quickness, flexibility, and fluid athleticism allows him to line up as the line of scrimmage or pick receivers up with off-man coverage. The tape of Hill as a safety is not as impressive compared to the play as a nickel corner. In 2021, Hill recorded 69 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 8 passes broken up. In 2019, 36 tackles, an interception, and 3 passes broken up. He was even better in the short 2020 season, recording 45 tackles, an interception, and 4 passes broken up. He's kind of a lost cause for me, honestly. I think he honestly probably should play slot corner, but I don't think he's gonna be. He's gonna be a weird player. I'll put it like that. Kind of like Desmond King. Desmond King was really like a strong safety at some points. I don't know why. But he should be playing a slot and a backup safety. I think that would be really good for him. He's a really versatile player. As a safety, his in-the-box presence is very positive, but I still do think he's a safety in my eyes. My eyes, personally. He's a safety. That is a slot. Okay, now for not MJ Stewart, Daxton Hill. Daxton Hill, MJ Stewart, pretty good comparison. Of course, MJ Stewart isn't really a starter. And he's actually probably more of a slot corner, if anything, which is a really good comparison for that reason. But for Daxton Hill, his man coverage in the slot is really good. He has to go cover off man deep. It's not bad either, 3.7. His zone's worse, though. I have to admit that. His zone is not great, 3.1. He just doesn't, it doesn't seem like he's comfortable in it. It seems like he'd rather just be focused on one thing, which can be a problem, which means he probably can't handle it. Which brings us back to the fact that he didn't really have a very good interview, which can be a problem. His press, though, I mean, he kind of shuts them down. He shuts down guys when he's in press. But the other thing is, he doesn't always get his hands on them. When that happens, you're in a little bit of trouble, obviously. His off-the-snap explosiveness is usually good, and sometimes isn't pretty. That's why I was giving him a 3.33. Terrible, oh no. It's just not thrilling, per se. Ball skills. 3.9. I mean, he makes big plays left and right, which is a huge thing. So when you have that in mind, how is he not, near a 4? He makes so many big plays on the ball. If it's a bat down, it's an interception. He knows what he's doing when it comes to that. His speed, no, I don't think it's good as Cine, but I still think it's good. 3.95 is good for him. His anticipation, I think it's lacking, 2.8. When he gets the ball, it's usually because he's like, I can go up and get this thing. Not his agility. His agility is really good. All these guys have good agility, like I said. 3.3. His anticipation, like I said, 2.8. It's not great. He doesn't really seem to know what he's doing sometimes. It's kind of a problem. It seems like Jim Harbaugh is helping him with that. And this defense was really good last year with the pass rush, which means he didn't really have to anticipate a lot of passes. His ability to really QB, I think he's actually pretty good at this. Knowing that the guy's got off the pass rush, knowing all this stuff, he's going to read the quarterback, just sit back. You're a man, cover your guy, just butcher him, absolutely, blanket him, basically. His concentration, not great, 2.6. It's below average. His concentration's not going to be there the whole game. And when it is, it's there. It's noticeable. When it isn't there, it's very noticeable. Quickness, second to none. He is very quick. He's not going to get. There's a reason he's a slot corner and he can play over the top because he has very good quickness. There's a difference between quickness and his speed. Quickness is being able to do everything at a very high speed. Speed is it's speed. It's how fast you can run a 40, basically. His quickness is really good. He does a lot of stuff fast, which is another thing why he probably doesn't anticipate everything well, considering he's moving super fast, which isn't a bad thing, but it's also probably might want to slow down a little. His blitz, when he doesn't blitz the passer, I have to give him a 0 for this. He just doesn't blitz. I give him that. In the box, like I said, he has a good presence in the box, 3.5. I mean, you've seen, if you've watched him play, he does make a tackle once in a while, which brings us to our tackling. He's not good at tackling the big guys. Can be a problem. He's good at tackling little guys. 3. I mean, it's like they break tackles on him, stuff like that. I think Daxton Hill is a really good prospect. He has a lot to improve on. We'll see what he can do in the NFL. Good luck to him. Let's get right to the DB safety, whatever ranking thing. Starting off with the corners, we got Andew Booth Jr. with 3.3, basically 3.29. He's got a lot of improvement to do, I think. He's, like I said, he got good ball skills, good in the red zone. Could be a really good lockdown corner. Just got to work out. He's got to go a little faster. He definitely has to get better with the focus. Next guy, Kaiir Gordon. Like I said, he's really good in the slot. He probably will be a slot corner. He has potential to be a Kenny Moore, but more than anything, he doesn't want to be the guy that gets slot targeted every play. Let him develop, then he can get in there and make some plays. Derek Stingley, 3.55, really good grade for him. I think he's a really good prospect, obviously. He has a really good potential. Also, probably won't be that super duper duper crazy Trayvon Diggs guy. He will be the guy that's going to show guys down, though. Kaiir Elam, I don't love him. 3.2 basically. He's got a lot of potential. I just think he has a lot of work on it. His concentration is absolutely atrocious. He gets better at concentrating. His fluidness won't be looking as awkward, which is a big thing. Now for Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie, like I said, is a lot more smooth. His issue, though, is the fact that he is not good against big guys. He needs to get better against big guys. That's basically it. Gardner, he's a shutdown guy already, but he can be even better. Maybe he can even be a 5 someday. I don't know. He's got a lot of potential. Best player in this draft class. In some people's minds, not my mind, but he's a really good prospect. That leads us to Ahmad Gardner, 3.78. Derek Stingley, 3.55. Trent McDuffie, 3.5. Kaiir Gordon, yeah, I do have him against Andew Booth Jr. just for that versatility value. 3.27. Then Andew, of course, 3.29. And then Kaiir Elam, 3.19. A lot of potential for these guys. Hope they have a good career. Now for the safeties. Lewis Cine, 3.44. I said, like, this dude's an absolute monster, stud. He's got a lot of potential. Of course, he has that big breaking speed. A lot of people want him in the box. See what he can do there. But I really do think he has a lot of potential. I like him as free safety. Like I said, we see what he can do. Kyle Hamilton, of course, he got that speed issue. Definitely the explosiveness. But still a great prospect, 3.61 for him. Daxton Hill, I have a flat 3. Yeah, he's an average prospect for me for this one reason. Will he be able to be above average covering guys in the NFL? Because, as we know, he isn't really like a natural cornerback. That's not his natural position. His natural position is free safety. But he probably won't play free safety because he doesn't have the covering skills in the zone, which is a big thing. He gets better at zone, maybe he can start there. Which gets us it. Kyle Hamilton, 3.61. Then Lewis Cine, 3.44. Daxton Hill, 3, obviously. Only 3 guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go to the outro. Final, guys, then we got the mock draft. Probably, I don't even know when I'll do it. Probably before Thursday, though. That's the only thing. Either way, thanks for hope you guys enjoy, and we'll draft in 4 days. See you then.